We'll begin this exercise by navigating to the shared folders within our Explore pane located on the left-hand side of the screen. Within shared folders, I'm going to navigate to the parameters directory, and then I'm going to focus on the starter params directory. Notice that we have a conditional formatting starter analysis. I'll click on that, and I'll notice a simple, straightforward analysis with a single tab called profit threshold and a single visualization, which is just a table visualization. And you can see the configuration of the table visualization with subcategory on the group by well and sales and profit on the values well. Next, I'll click on the parameters icon located in the toolbar, and in the resulting parameters panel, I'll click on the plus add to bring up the create a new parameter dialog box. Let's name this parameter profit threshold. The data type will set to integer. Values will be single value. Our static default will be 0. Rather than explain what we've set up here, let's create it and begin to create a calculation that's going to call this parameter. Then after that, we're going to create a parameter control, and you'll see how it all fits together. So right now, I'm clicking on Create. Within the resulting dialog box, I'll select Calculated Field, and that will bring up a Calculated Field window. The calculation is going to be called Profit Color, and I'll enter the calculation as an if-else statement. If-else, sum of profit is less than profit threshold, notice the reference to the parameter we just created, then orange. So notice that I just have the string value orange. It doesn't mean anything at this point. It's not associated with a color. It's not associated with a fruit. It's just text. Else is null, meaning basically nothing. Now I'm going to click on Save. Back within the analysis, I need to make sure that the parameters icon is activated so that the parameters panel displays on the right-hand side of the screen. I'll need to make sure that the Visuals tab is activated. And then within the Visuals tab, I'll click on Conditional Formatting. And for Conditional Formatting, I'll select the column, Profit. I'll note that I get 3 choices. I'll focus for our purposes now on Add Background Color. And that provides a new background color panel. Let's configure this by basing our format field on the new calculated field that I created, that is the profit color. For value, I'll enter orange. Then I'll click on color and choose an orange color. So this is what's actually tying the string orange to the color orange. Then I'll click on apply and close the edit background color option. Next, I need to add a parameter control. To do that, I'll click on the parameters icon located on the toolbar and hover over the profit threshold parameter kebab menu. That's the 3 vertical dots that you see right next to the profit threshold. When I click on the kebab menu, I have an option that says Add Control. That'll bring up a dialog box where I can name my control. I'll call it Profit Threshold Control. The style I'll set to slider, and I'll provide a range with a minimum value of 0 and a maximum value of 50,000 and a step size of 500. And then I'll click on Add. Notice that we now have a parameter control that displays at the top of the sheet. I'll click on the dropdown associated with the parameter control. I'll drag the slider to some value, and I note how the visualization updates to highlight a couple of different cells in the table. Now let's just think about how this is working. First, I had to create a parameter, hence profit threshold. And that parameter simply had a name, a data type set to integer, and a static value set to 0. I cannot tie a visualization directly to a parameter. So I had to take a between step and create a calculated field called profit color. And that calculated field is referencing the parameter. Then lastly, I had to create a control. The control allows me to determine different values to trigger the conditional formatting that I set up to apply that orange color to whatever falls within the parameter threshold control value.